Hi, and welcome to Gold Recovery video number 4. And today we have two items. We have a Dell keyboard, which happens to have the little scroll, manual scroll. Nothing else too out of the ordinary. And an older CD player I pulled out of a under cabinet mount for the kitchen. I think I'll be keeping that CD. And then here, the laser assembly. We don't have much in these older lasers. However, we do have some gold along the laser assembly right here. A few electric motors. Some neodymium magnets, which I keep and then sell when I get enough in there. And possibly, I've had some before that have these wires that are actually gold. It's plated, of course, traced. Well, to the keyboard. First, we got this wire now. Of course, I already took the screws out, and let me tell you, had a lot of screws in this sucker. Right here, we got our USB. You can see there's some gold pins in there. Low value, but gold nonetheless. Sometimes got to be careful taking these apart. These keys tend to make a big mess. And unlike your usual keyboards, you actually have two boards here. This one, which is connected here. See, into the keyboard. This look like there's carbon contacts, but there's silver under here. I'll go over that later. We have our basic low-grade board with our tactile switches. For me, light iron. Next board. A little bit more than you find in your average keyboard. We have a few gold pins in here, and some tactile switches, and two USB ports, probably for a mouse or something. And then we have our a little bit of silver in this sucker, in this oscillator here. Little ICs, a few resistors. Yeah, that's about it. There may be some silver in this guy here, but that's it. Copper relay under that solder mask. Moving ahead. If you could see all these holes here, there were quite a few screws in this sucker. All along the board, and all along here. Quite a few. They're worth saving too. You could actually resell them. They're in good condition, not rusted or nothing. And we have our Mylars here. We also see that along here, looks like our carbon contacts, but underneath this green coating they put over, which is a pain when you go to process these, by the way, you do have silver. And of course, all under there we have our silver contacts. And in the middle, of course, we got one that we're going to have to pull out of there. I'm not going to do it right now, but there's a decent amount of silver. Not as much as the usual keyboards I get, but some silver nonetheless. I actually have a new method of trying to do these here. I'm actually going to cut these apart into small pieces, try to take away a lot of this excess plastic here. I noticed that dipping it in a bigger bucket of solution for your nitric water mixture, you tend to spend a lot of acid. So what I started doing is cutting up my keyboard, or my keyboard mylars, so that I'm just around the outsides and just pretty much cut as close as I can and cut out all the silver without leaving a whole lot of excess plastic, and then chop it up as fine as I can after that as well. My average pieces are probably about 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch big. And then I throw it all in and just use regular nitric, and the amount of room it takes up and the amount of acid it takes up is a lot less. I'll be showing that video in the future. Alright, of course we got plastic junk here, a little bit of wire. Silver or nickel plated, no copper ends there, not a whole lot else. Alright, thank you for joining us.